Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. June is the Pride month and therefore we are having a very special episode today to discuss gender and sexual identity. To keep it as simple, I am going to be talking or explaining some basic concepts of gender and sexuality in constructs or in explanations that can actually be used to introduce the concepts to our children. Yes, a lot of people do not believe that we should introduce these concepts to our children. But let's be honest, our children have already been exposed to different forms of gender and sexual identity through various media coverage. Frankly speaking, I knew about Raj Simran or Romeo and Juliet way before I entered my puberty, and therefore I had the basic understanding of what the majority population dealt with in terms of companionship and partnership. And therefore, I believe it is completely fine for us to introduce the concept of queerness to our children with utmost sensitivity so that they also learn to be empathetic to the minority population at large. So why shy away from having to explain these concepts to our children who can be introduced to these concepts with utmost sensitivity and can be trained and taught to be respectful of every individual irrespective of their identity. Let's first start with differentiating between sexual identity and gender identity. To explain my gender identity, I would like to identify as someone who has a body of a girl and also the heart of a girl, and therefore I would call myself cisgendered, someone who identifies with the gender that they are born with. But however, if I have a body of a girl but I have a heart of a boy, that is, I do not identify with this gender identity of being a girl within myself, then I would be known as transgendered, someone who does not identify with the biological sex that they are born with. This is the difference between cis and transgendered. Of course, these explanations are very basic and there are much more other labels, but this is the simplest that you can introduce your children to what gender identity can mean. Now, to understand sexuality, let's say if I have a heart of a girl and I'm willing to share that heart with another person who has a heart of a boy, then I would be a heterosexual person. However, if I have a heart of a female and I would like to share this heart with only another female, then I would be known as homosexual. Similarly, if I have a heart of a female but I am willing to share my heart with either of the two binaries, then I would be known as bisexual. However, if I have a heart of a female and I don't care about the labels, I'm willing to share my heart with anyone without giving any valence to what gender identity they come from, then I can be known as pansexual. Well, these are, like I said, very simple explanations. There are much more examples and understanding beyond this. However, this is the simplest way in which you can introduce your children to the concept of gender identity and sexuality by giving them enough explanation for them to make direct connections and understand and empathize with the wider audience. Do you think that these are too many terms to keep up with? If so, that's okay, because our world keeps up with so many other information, whether it is the latest news in Bollywood, Hollywood, IPL matches, various sports teams, even including the name of each and every player. So why not try to research more, learn more about our population so that we can widen our social circle and be more empathetic to the interests and preferences and identities of people around us. Knowing more will help us to connect better and empathize with the people around us. You may not know, a lot of people around you may have been closeted, may have not really shared their true identity because they don't feel safe. Mind you, there are a lot of challenges of being closeted. Try to talk and discuss to people around you without making one single reference of your sexuality or gender identity the whole day, and you would realize how difficult it is. We can almost not do without perhaps talking about our relationships, our family. People in the majority community have had an easy life, relatively. This is a beautiful world where we have had the privilege of celebrating our anniversaries, birthdays, and even in some cultures, their puberty. However, there are a lot of other people who've not really had the opportunity to be able to celebrate their own identity, let alone acknowledge who they are. And therefore, it is very important that we all come together to promote each other's interests and allow the world to tell and allow everyone in our world to feel accepted and empathized. That's all from me today. I hope you find this video to be useful. I'm sure that this is a controversial topic and not all of us resonate with the ideas that I've been sharing today. I really hope that you are able to take away some important messages from this. Not forget to acknowledge the privileges that you have for being part of the majority population who do not have to hide your gender or sexual identity. And for those others, the least we can offer is some respect and dignity. Live and let live. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such video content, and please feel free to share your comments, and I would really appreciate if the comments are respectful and not really disrespectful towards the marginalized community.